G'day. This is Charlie, and I'm coming to you today with your daily dose of business tech inspiration. Topic number 266. We're going to be talking about your website privacy policy and terms of service. They are really important documents to have on your website, pages even to have on your website. And a lot of people forget about them or don't see the importance of them. So I'm going to talk about why they're important today. The first reason you want to have a privacy policy and a terms of service on your website is it is something that Google looks for when it ranks your site or when it goes to list your site in the search engines. If you don't have a privacy policy, you are not likely to be listed in the search engines. I am not going to go out and say absolutely categorically Google will not list you, because someone's going to come and say, I don't have a website privacy policy and I'm listed. But I am going to say that my experience with Google is that that is something that it looks for. And so it is absolutely paramount that you have a privacy policy listed on your website or displayed on your website. Now, privacy policy in terms of service, they can be the same document, they can be different documents. Your privacy policy typically works along the lines of how do you protect someone's personally identifiable information? How do you protect a visitor's privacy when they're on your website? Things like, how do you handle cookies? How do you handle data, their personal information when it's handed to you or given to you for whatever reason? Do you sell it? Do you keep it private? Do you share it with other parties? I'm not saying that you can't sell the data. I'm saying that you can't sell it unless you've actually told people you're going to sell it, and that is part of the terms of service of using your website. Now, you'll notice I just used the terms, the words there, terms of service. So then the terms of service of using your website is what is your visitor giving you when they come to the website, and what are you giving your visitor when they are using your website? There are some great examples out there of privacy policy and terms of service. I recommend Googling them or finding yourself a cost-effective lawyer and getting them to craft your ones for your website, but you absolutely do need them. Apart from being able to get listed by Google in the search engines, these two documents help you with your legal compliance. A privacy policy helps you comply with the legal requirements such as GDPR. I cannot remember what that stands for, but that is the European privacy policies. CCPA, I actually have to go look up that one. I'm not quite sure where that one sits, but it's another important one. And it clearly outlines how your user data is collected, used, and protected. So legal compliance is a really important one, not just for Google now, but for like in the EU, in Europe, the GDPR requires you to have a privacy policy displayed on your website. It also allows you to build trust with your visitors. By having a clear and clearly defined privacy policy, you are reassuring your visitors that their personal information is safe and handled responsibly, building trust in your brand. Now, like I said, you may decide that some of the data that's collected is sold off. You need to specify that and tell people that you share that data with other partners. Doesn't mean to say you can't do it. It just means to say you actually have to say you do it and be very clear about under what circumstances you do it. Defining user rights. The terms of service then will outline the rules and expectations of how visitors can use your website. It's going to help prevent misuse and legal disputes. I'm trying to think of some really good examples. Look, one of the terms of service that I actually make sure is on mine is that my terms of service only apply to my website. If something is linked to from my website and you go to that link, I'm not responsible for what happens on that site. Now, of course, I am responsible for what links I provide and making sure that where I'm sending people are still within the legal defines of reasonable. But once you leave my site and you go somewhere else, I'm not responsible for what they do on their site. I'm not responsible for the content they put up on their site. I need to be careful, but I'm not responsible for the content they put on their site. It also helps protect your business. You can include disclaimers and limitation of liability. There was a great explanation of limitation. Well, it wasn't great. It wasn't a great explanation. It was an example of a limitation of liability. You can protect your business from legal claims arising from the use of your website. So it's really important that you're clear on your terms of service. Transparency. Both policies increase transparency by informing your users about the types of data you collect, how it's stored, and how it will be used. It also gives them a little bit of control over their privacy. So, now, particularly with the GDPR, they can actually send us a request and say, can you delete our data? And we have to comply. To the best of our ability, we have to comply and delete their data. So you've got some transparency there, and it's just that little bit of I'm safe, my privacy is safe. You also, sorry, not you also. The final thing that I'm going to say here is that you need to make sure that both of these documents, the privacy policy and the terms of service, are easily accessible on your website. I typically put them in the website footer so people can review them at any time, because the footer is pretty much common across all my pages. I may also have a menu item at the top that says legal stuff, and let people go and click on that to get to the terms of service and the privacy policy and anything else I need to put there. But make sure it's clearly accessible and that people can find those pages easily and review them themselves. How many people read privacy policies? I don't know. A few, not many, but a few. Uh, is it important that they know that the privacy policies are there and that you're complying with the laws of the land, the laws of the country you're in, the laws of the country you're operating in? I think so. I think it's really, really important. What do you guys think? Do you have privacy policies in terms of services on your website? Is it something you've thought about? Is it not something you've thought about? I would actually really love to know what you're thinking here and what you're going to do and what you have done in the past. Why don't you leave some comments on these videos wherever you're watching or listening to them? We will get back to them. You can come and join the conversation at our locals community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. You can send us a DM on any of our social media channels and we will respond to you as well. I'd really, really love to hear from you. If you can, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you find out when we drop more content. And tomorrow I will be back at 8 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time to talk about optimizing your website for local SEO. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.